All right, welcome to Average Joe Dividends for February 2021. I'm going to go over the dividends that I received for the month. And here I am, I'm in my M1 account, and I'll just give you a quick overview of my portfolio. Right now I have 58 different positions. Just going to scroll through these. You can look below in the link. I'll leave a link below so you can see what I have in my portfolio. And I've got a Google sheet where I had this filtered down just to the companies 17 that are paying a dividend in February. And these are the groups. This group will pay in February, May, August, November. And this represents 29% of the total portfolio, which the portfolio value right now is at 19,243. And this will change because right now this is live. The markets are still open. So without further ado, let's go and take a look at, let's go and pull the dividends. So what I have to do is go to activity, my M1 account, and the activity type. Just do dividends only. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these over, and then I've got a tab on my Google Sheet here. I'm just going to put these in one by one. We can see last month, January, it is a little bit different. It was, I think 37.50 is what I had for the last video. And the reason there's a 9 cent difference is some of the shares or partial shares were bought after the ex-dividend date, so it was kind of an estimated amount. So this is actual. These are the actual amounts pulled from M1, and so I'm going to go over back to M1 and fill in the amounts. Hopefully this isn't too tedious, but let's see here, JP Morgan, we got $1.22. We'll go to General Mills. I know one of these, yeah, General Mills, for some reason, it's split the dividend into two. So we have 136 plus 5 cents. So we have $1.41. And these are arranged in chronological order. Let me go back to the sheet. Let's see here. And where I've got a dividend date, these are chronological. These are in May because I got new dividend dates, so I changed those out. So this would be like a February 3rd, February 8th, etc. So let's go back here to the list. We'll pull Verizon. We've got 362 from Verizon. Next is AT&T, 637. Not bad. Lowe's, same thing as General Mills, split the dividend into two. So we have a total of $1.24 for Lowe's. If I could type. MasterCard, 46 cents. So you can see some of these are smaller, some of them are a little bit larger, and it depends on, go back to my sheet. So I have an allocation percentage for some of these. Some pay between, actually I have allocated between 1 and 3%. Some are at 1, some are 2, some are 3%. So the reason why some of these are higher and lower is because of how much money I have into them, and also the yield percentages. Some of them have a higher yield percentage like AT&T, and some have a really low one like Apple. So let me go back here. We'll pull up Apple. Apple's at 87 cents. And even though Apple doesn't pay much of a dividend, it's a growth stock. It's going to really appreciate over time and pay a rising dividend like the rest, but not quite as aggressive. But over time, I think the dividend will get a lot larger. So go to find Clorox, $1.77. Then Realty Income. The rest of these all pay quarterly. Realty is the only one that pays monthly, which is nice. So go find Realty Income. $1.98. We've got Abbott, $1.40. Hormel, $1.71. Next up is Colgate, 33 cents. This one's small. Due in part to this was a new ad. I added in 6 new positions it's about 2 months ago. So all my buys are currently going to those 6, and Colgate's one of them. So this one will get a little bit larger as I buy more shares and get it up to for not being underweight. Okay, Procter Gamble is next. $1.89. Next up is AbbVie, 506. And Omega Healthcare Investors, OHI, 741. That's our big payer. This one I bought back in March when the market really took a downturn. I saw the yield percentage was really high, so I picked up some shares. It's um, one of those I picked up that's really done well. If we look at the sheet, so I have a cost basis of 248, but the market value is at 427. So you can see the current yield is 6.92, but the yield on my cost is almost 12%. So that was a good one. When some of the dividend payers actually stopped paying a dividend because of what I can't mention. Uh, Places or people like OHI still paid their high dividend, which is nice. So I'll go back to, let's see here, Costco, 94 cents. And the last one, Caterpillar, 231. So there we go, almost $40. So we beat the dividends in January, which we should be able to do because this has 8% more um, in the in this month. So, but really boosted. January was Progressive paid a annual dividend, which is very large. So in April, the dividend for Progressive is going to be a lot lower. So hopefully, with buys and things like that, we can bring uh, make it close to 37, hopefully. But I know March is going to be the really big month. So really stay tuned for that because that's half the portfolio here. So it should really crush this amount. It should keep going up. So stay tuned for that and subscribe so you don't miss it. So next thing I'll go over, let's go over the buys. And I put in $325 of my own money to add to the portfolio. So let's see here, go to activity. Let's see here, we'll go to trading. You can see my buys right here. Of course, my buys are more than I put in because it's taking all the dividends and reinvesting them to make this grow even faster. So compared to last month, the average monthly rate calculated for this portfolio would be 47.63, and due to deposits, dividends, and raises, it's added an additional $1.65. So the new cash flow average should be averaging close to $50 a month uh, going onward. So, and the last thing I'll cover is dividend raises. So the dividends per share are not the same. They're not static. A lot of these companies that are in my portfolio, actually just about all of them, have raised their dividends year on, every year, except for, if we have a recession or anything like that. Some of these though have, like Lowe's, almost, 60 years. Same with Colgate, just keep raising their dividends. So I bolded the ones that give me a raise. So you can see here Hormel did a 5.4% dividend increase. General Mills did a 4%. And MasterCard 10%, very nice. AbbVie 10.2%, and Abbott all the way up to 25%. So that's nice. And not these companies don't do a dividend raise at the same time. So the next time you'll see these companies in my videos will be in May, and some of these other companies will have dividend raises in here. So they do it different quarters. They'll do the raises, and some of them may not do a raise. Like AT&T, we're expecting one, I think, in this quarter, and they didn't do a raise. So hopefully AT&T in April, I'm sorry, May, will do a dividend raise. So that's all I had. So we'll go back to the dividends. So 39.99, it's a new high. So check back in March, and thanks for watching.